introduce you to one of my favorite sisters in service. Come on over. We got Councilwoman Mary Estime Irvin, who is kicking butt and taking names in North Miami. Can I tell you, when you have women serving on the commission, it makes such a difference on so many levels. If you don't know the story of Rwanda, they have almost 100% women serving, right? And their corruption rate has gone down to 0. My fee pilot, I'll let her say a few words as to why she's here, why she's here supporting, introduce herself, and then we're gonna save it for one of my other good friends. Carry on, madame.
All right, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Democrats. All right, do we have Democrats in the room? All right, good evening, Democrats. My name is Mary Estime Irvin, and like the state representative said, I am the councilwoman for the great city of North Miami, and it is a pleasure for me to publicly endorse Representative Dotie Joseph.
Yes.
I can tell you that I got elected in 2019, and 7 months after we had a pandemic, so we had to work. So I had the pleasure of working with Rep. Joseph to make sure that we had the vaccines, to make sure that we had all of the equipment that we needed to make sure that our residents and our constituents were safe. And we do multiple events together. She is always there. Whenever we need anything here in North Miami, she's brought thousands of dollars down, herself and Representative Christopher Benjamin, and I'm so ever grateful. So, I mean, it is a no-brainer that we need to send her back to Tallahassee so that she can defend our rights. Just because we're a minority doesn't mean that we should be at the table and fighting. And I can assure you that Dotie is doing that very fight up in Tallahassee. So I know that we are excited and we're motivated, and we're not taking any election for granted. We're going to knock on doors. We're going to at least text 5 or 10 people and say to vote for Representative Dotie Joseph, and your punch number is 64. And we're going to swap cerca in Spanish. There you go, 64. So again, it is a pleasure for us to just resend State Representative Dotie Joseph to serve as a true and tried Democrat in Tallahassee. Give it up for State Representative Dotie Joseph.
Two other rising, well, I wouldn't even call them rising stars. They're just like stalwarts in the community. We got Gloria Romero Roses, who we hope eventually runs for something, and Kamala Fletcher, who you probably met at the door, who is part of New Leaders Council and a whole bunch of organizations, and she is also an amazing person that we hope will run someday. Now, I'm going to shout out one of, the founders of the Haitian American community in South Florida, Councilman Jacques Despinos. Let's give him a round of applause. And we're so grateful that he was able to join us today. He's been having some struggles. And we're grateful for every single day that he's here with us. We appreciate you, not with you. Okay? Nous reconnaissons ça. Si nous la jeune bien, c'est parce que vous-même, et vous, tant que nous, t'es bien vision pour communauté, pour nous enregistrer nous pour voter, encourager nous pour voter, tout autant nous toujours apprécier ça qui a passé la caille, nous là, toujours comme pour la caille, nous la caille c'est la caille, mais qu'on y a, ça c'est la caille adoptive. So nous apprécier tout ça fait pour la communauté. Jacques Despinos, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now with that, before I speak, we're going to close up the night with my brother in service. He's one of the first people who encouraged me when I was looking to run the first time and helped me see things clearly. Sometimes when you're in politics, you take some hits. Sometimes those hits are deserved, a lot of times they're not. Okay? But what's important is you stay focused on what you're doing and why you're doing it and who you're doing it for, and good things happen. So with that, I want to introduce you to my brother from another mother, Mayor Andre Pierre.
first and foremost, it's always good to support a true public servant. Someone who's fighting on your behalf. Someone who's always bringing home the bacon. So let's give State Representative Dotie Joseph another round of applause. So much has been said, I'm not gonna speak, lengthy. There are two things I would like to tell you, all right? Because, in this community, sometimes you hear things that is not the case. I have heard that initially that she said she was not running, then now she's in the race with several other people. Marie-Jo Doucet, please give me a minute. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, you remember when in 2016 when Marco Rubio went for president, he said he was not running to become a U.S. senator, and there were so many other Cubans that filed to run in his seat. When he decided that he wanted to run again, everybody dropped out. They said he's the most senior person. He's the person that bring home the bacon. So therefore, we should bow down and let him run. Well, this is a great example of what we should be doing, just in case if you have heard that rumor in our community. Secondly, I'm going to make it very clear. I have a letter here from Mr. Michael Etienne, the other guy who's in the race for no reason at all. I'm going to read the letter to you, what he said to me a couple years ago after he lost.
That's like avocat. They bring receipts.
Michael Etienne said to me, "Thank you for all your support. Politics is done for me. I am no longer interested in ever running for public office. Thanks God my law firm is doing well. We will do better now that I can start running my law office. I can do ads on female radio. I am back to being a full-time lawyer, an investor in the city of North Miami and around the state of Georgia." From Michael Etienne. This is what he said. He was never interested in running for office again. He was not interested in politics. He wrote another letter that he sent to a few other people. He said, "Although I lost my race, but I really won. Politics has been very good to me. Because of being in elected office, I was able to get a lot of clients. I was able to make a lot of money. And all the people in the Haitian community knows who I am today. And I'm going to make more money by being a lawyer since I was in elected office. Now, I'm not interested in running for office anymore. Good luck. My law office will be doing well. People should be very sorry for electing people that are broke and don't have any money, and I have a lot of money." And this is letters that we received from Michael Etienne. Those letters are public. Everybody that want to have access to it, you could see it. So basically, don't waste your votes. Understand what's going on here. The right candidate for this race is definitely your state representative. So you go out there and thank you, Christopher. You go out there and make the case for your state representative. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your vote. I understand that there may be some other people that say, well, maybe this and that, but the person that have been working for you, the person with the track record, the person that has bringing home the bacon is a state rep. Okay? And those letters are available for the media if you want to see it, because he said he was not interested. Not now he's making money, and therefore you should not vote for someone who said 2 years ago that he would never run for public office. Thank you.
All right. So I really don't think there's too much more I need to add. Lots of things happen in politics. Let me just talk to y'all right now because y'all are family. So let me just do this. I am Dotie Joseph. Okay? I don't come to play. If I show up somewhere, no, it's practically a done deal. So, if somebody got in the race, so one candidate that's in the race, he's always in the race. He's been in the race every year since the 1990s, except for once when he had a pending felony charge. We're not talking about him right now. There's another candidate who's in the race you just heard a little bit about. And here's the thing, I've been filed in my re-election campaign since 2020. This is not a new thing. I've been here. I raised all the money I needed to raise, and now this young man, based on some misinformation, heard wrong. Okay, you heard wrong, you spent $50,000 your first date. It's not your fault. We can forgive you for that, right? You had some misinformation. But now you know I'm here. So you have a choice of how you want to lose. Make no mistake, you will lose. Do you lose by a little, or do you lose by a lot? The choice is yours. And if you come against me again, you will find out. So, with that, let's keep it back on a lighter note. Let me tell y'all, we've been fighting for you in Tallahassee. It's my honor and privilege to do that. And I am doing everything in my power to figure out how to really help. Because these folks want you to think that it's a Democrat versus Republican thing. It's not. When you think about the things that Floridians vote for, whether it's raising the minimum wage, my girl Lynn Joseph fighting for the fight for 15, which we got across the finish line with Democrats and Republicans. When you think about the things that we care about, decreasing the cost of prescription drugs, when you think about making sure that we have access to affordable housing, whether that's for rent or for buy, we care about that, Democrats and Republicans. When you think about making sure that women have equal access to rights as men, we all care about that. These are not Democrat and Republican issues. When we think about preserving Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security, these lifelines that our seniors who are on fixed incomes rely on, that the Republicans in charge, not the Republican people, want to take away, I need you to open your eyes. They want to distract you with culture wars and woke this and whatever that. Child, I better be woke rather than be asleep? What are we talking about? They want to play all these games with us, but we're not here for none of them games, because most of us are black and brown people or women, and we know what it feels like to be gaslighted, and we are not taking it. Trust black women. We are some of the most reliable voters, and we get it. So when we tell you this is this, it's because we're fighting for our communities. We're not fighting for ourselves. We're fighting for our communities. And I need people to understand that. They want to distract you with all kinds of stuff to make you think they care about life, and they don't. Because if people cared about life, guess what they would do? They would make sure you have access to life-saving care, expand Medicaid, which I fought for. They would make sure that your kids, while in school, are protected from gun violence. Why is it that in the entire developed world, we have people who have one incident of a mass shooting all around the developed world? They pass an automatic assault weapons ban, and guess what? Those shootings stop. Why can't American children be safe in our schools too? I'm tired of being timid about this foolishness. We need to figure out a different way, because redistricting just happened and they just solidified their majority. They're going to do what they want. And they don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, or anything in between, because they don't really care about you. They just want to be reelected to do whatever they want to do. We had a property insurance thing that I've been begging for to decrease the rate of property insurance, which is skyrocketing in Florida. But instead of doing anything to help the people, they passed a $2 billion bailout for insurance companies. Who are they fighting for? It ain't us. Anyway, you can tell what gets me fired up and is fighting for y'all. So I thank you for your continued support. And I'll say one last thing. I'll say it in English and I'll say it in Creole, because I really need people to understand, because we're not tolerating any misinformation in the Haitian American, African American, or any community in South Florida. When it comes to immigrants, politicians are afraid to talk about immigration. Well, I'm not. I was born in Haiti, proud of it, raised right here in the county of Dade in the district that I currently serve in. Okay? And I want you to know, without any shadow of a doubt, that this governor is not our friend. Not our friend. We have members of the clergy who came here, and they take care of refugees. And this money comes from the federal government. And in Florida, it's earmarked for Haitian and Cuban refugees to take care of our children when they come here and they don't have anybody. Your governor here in Florida tried to issue an executive order to stop those funds. He could not because it's federal. Hallelujah. When we understand that elections have consequences, and even though we don't like everything that's happening coming out of Washington, D.C., you better believe it makes a difference. Okay? So, not only could he not stop those funds from coming down, he decided he's going to go after DCF, Department of Children and Families, that regulates these agencies that get money for our refugee children and adults. And he made sure that these churches, could not get money or renew their licenses to take care of our children. On top of that, they put in $2 million in the state budget to track down immigrants who came in from the Texas border. Do you hear me? Whether they're legal or illegal, he has people coming and looking for you. And you have these immigrants out here trying to tell us that he is not for us. And we need to remember that when elections come. If not this cycle, next cycle. We need to get it together because they're coming for us. And it's a human rights issue. So, I'm going to dial it back. We're going to get back to the happy times. But as you can tell, I'm ready to fight. I'm going to fight in this position for as long as I can, as long as God has me in it, as long as y'all keep voting for me to stay in it. But we're going to figure out a way to fight differently. Because I don't know how to lose. That's not in my blood. I am a descendant of the Dessalines Daomian bloodline, and we don't take no stuff. Okay? Okay. Ma fè un petit classe dans ça en créole. I'm going to say a little bit in créole. Parce que mes gens comprennent moi. Il y a un pile monde qui marche dans la communauté by réglementi, il y a dit ça yo vle par rapport au gouverneur avec les républicains. Mais gens comprennent, pas de problème avec les républicains, puis pourtant les républicains avec les démocrates, nous avons même issue que c'est protéger social sécurité, protéger Medicare, Medicaid. Nous devons protéger le programme ça. C'est pour ça que nous savons gagner, il n'y a pas de l'autre programme. Ça n'a pas avec eux. Là, on a parlé d'augmenter le salaire minimum à $15 par heure. Démocrate avec les républicains d'accord. OK? Les gens qui ont des problèmes, c'est les gens qui ont contrôle. Les républicains qui ont contrôle, qui n'ont pas d'intérêt peuple. Il faut penser à toute qualité de bagaille, culture wars, il faut agiter, mais tout autant il y a fait tout ça capable pour fun fraud. Il y a des prix assurance sky. Il y a monté à un prix extraordinaire. Qui ça l'a fait pour lui? Moi-même, essayer de descendre, nous avons un spécial pour ça. Ils ont refusé. They did nothing to help us. Ils ont fait un récupérer nous. Ça ils ont fait, ils ont payé $2 million pour aider l'assurance. Compagnie assurance Sky. OK? So, nous devons nous comprendre. Mais la fait élection, ce n'est pas forcément juste démocrate et social. Connaissez qui est-ce qui a lutté pour vous, connaissez qui est-ce qui n'a pas lutté pour vous. And vote accordingly, because you better believe elections have consequences. C'est nous-mêmes qui avons essayé de protéger tout le monde dans l'école contre violence domestique, toute qualité de violence. C'est nous-mêmes qui avons protégé le monde. Et nous-mêmes, nous avons fait tout ça pour nous. On fait tout ça capable. Pour ça, ma prête là-dedans, pour tout autre que capable. Tout autre que mon Dieu dit, nous mettez là-dedans, et tout autre que vous-même, vous venez voter là-dedans. Mais, ma assure que nous ne pas aimer perdu, nous pas perdu, ça va dans ce sang. Moi, c'est un grand petit, Dessalines, Daomiens, là, ma poumée, pas dans l'ance avec personne, surtout avec peuple. So, on a parlé d'immigration, nous ne savons pas pour nous, gouverneur pas vrai immigrant. M'a pour combien ça m'a dit ça? Yo vinn prendre dans notre communauté dans la communauté quand yo parfois yo vinn tricher m'a dit yo pas prendre ça. Pour de ça nous j'ai clair. Et ton peu noir et ton peu immigrant et pas dans ça avec eux. So when the time comes to the election, connaissez qui est ça voter pour nous, connaissez qui est ça voter pour nous et voter avec ça en tête. Merci.
Oh, there's a blood. Comment c'est boy? Vini, vini. Dès que ça vous fatigue, tout à